This is John on a typical day at LS Nasty.
No, this is John when we get the shaft from FedEx and UPS in the same day. Overnight shippings, 2 of them got lost.
We try to do work, but we can't do work without parts. Try to race this weekend. This is what people don't realize. It's difficult.
Yep.
You try everything you can. You overnight stuff, you order stuff, you send stuff to go get, and it just doesn't ever work out. And then Friday comes around, you're like, oh, we're racing in an hour, and we're still putting the car together.
I don't think words can explain what Anchor right now.
If anybody knows a shipping company that's worth shit.
Yeah, UPS failed me. FedEx, they always suck, so I'm not surprised, but they failed me too. Pay overnight shipping. Like, it's not a money thing at this point.
Yeah, it went out early. It wasn't like we waited at the end of the day.
No,
we ordered it first thing
like
yesterday
noon.
morning.
We got like noon, everything was ordered. So, that's sweet.
So now we got to go to Charlotte.
We're missing some fittings in line. You don't think we have enough stuff here to make it? We could make it, and then when it comes in, just switch it. But the other thing that we're missing is the rear end seal kit. Oh, we forgot to pick that up at the parts store too.
Yeah. We got to get a new pinion support because the other one's hacked.
So
get that in there, get the transmission back in there, wire the dump, fix the steering wheel wiring, really fix a bunch of wiring on the car, like just.
So all right, well I guess we'll head over there and do some work.
Oh, we got the converter fixed though.
Oh yeah, everyone said that you couldn't fix that converter.
We did it.
We fixed it. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. If you're here for racing action today, you're not gonna see it because we're working in the shop. This is all the work. See how depressed Matt looks? Let me zoom, over the shoulder zoom. That's what it's like to build one of these cars. Or 4 of them, or 5 of them. Who knows? As we said in the intro, we are a little bit beat up by shipping. We can't get the parts we need. We know exactly what we need. We order exactly what we need. We pay overnight shipping, and it's the way of the road sometimes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't go. And this time it didn't go. But we have some good news. Matt and I are opening up a whole nother business. We have discovered a way to properly replace king certs. So if you have a Pro Torque converter and your bolt holes are damaged, they're going to say, hey, you got another one. You can buy another backside for $700. For $650, we could fix it. Yep. $50 savings. Free shipping both ways. What do we got?
We got a assembled converter. I was wanting to kind of show you guys the inner workings of it and how to disassemble and assemble and change stators if you have a bolt together converter. But
we'll do that with the Hughes.
Yeah, we'll do that with Hughes. So yeah, there's the old inserts.
Hold on, move your finger. Beat up. Thread still looking okay.
Bam, new inserts.
Just brand spanking new.
Yep, things like nice and tight. Nice and tight.
We spent about $100 and a little bit of time.
Yep.
And a little bit of a headache, and we saved ourselves $600.
And we're racing. You know, it's one of those things like sometimes, sure, you could maybe get a new cover and it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but when you're trying to go racing this weekend, you got to make it happen.
And we're going to make it happen.
That's
so,
cool.
This weekend they got Summerfest, Galot Motorsports Park. They got a 28 275 race. They got a bunch of imports racing there. They got a car show. They got like a truck show. They got a street car class. They got a bunch of stuff. Galot Motorsports Park. What's the dates for this weekend? What are the dates? Come on now. Dates the 3rd, 5th maybe? Are we talking about the 5th? We talking about the 5th? Practice?
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man.
You talking about practice? We're talking about the 5th. It's going down Galot Motorsports Park, Benson, North Carolina. Be there or be square. We will bring merchandise out there to the track. Huge announcement, because I never bring merch to the track. There will be an LS Nasty tent at the trailer set up, and we'll be selling merchandise. Some merchandise you can only get at the racetrack. So come out, watch the Black Sheep run, get some merchandise, hang out. It's going to be a banger. Yes,
Are we going if something happens and we can't get it together and just
none of the reason that's we don't talk like that.
Are we still going though?
We're gonna race the Black Sheep.
All right, we're racing the Black Sheep.
I have a concern that we fired up and it sounds like a dog turd because like I hurt the motor or something. You think you think that's a possibility?
I don't think so. I mean, you got to think, for hurting an engine, you got to have a little bit of fuel in it. So an injector came unclipped, pretty much turned it into an air pump. So
yeah, he's right.
No fuel, okay. Little bit of fuel, not okay.
We are starting fresh on the Black Sheep. We got new injectors in there, the same build Atomizer 700s, but they're brand new. We got
new fuel pump, clean the fuel system.
New fuel pump, clean the fuel filter. What else? Converter change.
Stator change.
Added a huge dump valve.
Dump valve. We're gonna wire that in.
We're gonna fix some wiring issues with the car.
Nut and bolt it.
Dude, it's gonna be like a fresh build. That was the worst high five ever. Key to the high five, guys. You got to look at each other's elbow. Matt's got
You can't look at my elbow.
Matt's got a weak hand, so like if I hit it too hard, it'll just crumble like Thanos. But converter, stator change. What do we do?
We went to a 1735 to a 1532 and a half. So this one's going to be substantially tighter than the one we had, which is where we want to go. Hopefully it's not so tight we can't spool it, but we got the dump valve, so I think it'll work out. Turn the dump valve on, spool it, turn the dump valve off, go down the track.
Sweet.
We're going to try the new wishbone out. I still think that the chassis geometry issue, we haven't addressed that. Having some issues finding somebody that wants to use their laser cutter, because apparently everybody with a laser cutter just doesn't want to operate it. So we're going to go out there, do what we can. Ooh, and our roll bar tabs. We need to redo those. So
we can do that tonight. We need to order in roll bar tabs.
I'll see if we got any tabs, and we're going to remount the trans cooler lines to the underneath, right below the where the fender comes down. That way the lines aren't flopping underneath the hood, so you just clip it right in the trans cooler.
Sweet.
So got a couple more things. Our list is looking pretty good.
Yeah, our list is looking good.
Yeah, we've been fighting a little bit, but you know,
and when he says that, he means me and him, because it's like a constant battle of Matt bitching at me, and then I bitch at Matt, and then we get a little bit of work done, and then I work on my computer and Matt works out here. He gets a lot of work done, then I come back out here, and then I bitch at him some more, and he bitches at me, and then we get a little bit of work done. And that's pretty much sums up. Then we go get lunch or dinner. That pretty much sums up the day.
Yeah, vicious cycle.
We are knocking stuff off, and we're working like 12 to 16 hour days every single day, and we're just hammering it out, and that's what it takes. So eventually we're gonna get to the point, and this is how I feel about like life and working, and I think it correlates to race cars, is if you put a bunch of work in early and you work really, really hard, you get to a point where you start to see your return on investment, and not that you can skate, but you can enjoy it more and not have to work as much because you put all the work in up front.
Kind of goes on autopilot. Bell housing bolts.
All right, y'all, we got some new bell housing bolts. They are the proper size, so that's great. We went to Tractor Supply. They had them in stock, so shout out to Tractor Supply for having some bolts in stock. We've had issues before where too short of bolts get put in these blocks. They're aluminum blocks. They get like 3 threads. They rip the threads out. It's an absolute nightmare. We've had it happen to the converter, as you guys just saw. We've had it happen to the block. We've had it happen to the transmission mount. So we're trying to alleviate that. No corners cut anymore. We're doing everything by the book. So we're making sure we get proper thread engagement. Everything's using Loctite. And these are all steps that we're taking to alleviate these random breakdowns and issues that happen at the track that you're like, man, now we got to thrash on it, because we want to get back in between rounds. We don't have to work on it. So
we got smoking to do.
Yeah, we got to smoke briskets and butts and chicken, and we can smoke turkey legs. Those things are like a damn dinosaur leg.
It's nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty.
It's really nasty.
Yeah, I made a mud flap out of a brisket this past weekend. But yeah, we got a couple different lengths. Matt has the measurements on the length. The reason why we have to run like a different length than the normal stuff is because this car has an aluminum mid plate, so it's a little bit thicker. All the other stuff we run has a steel mid plate, which is thinner, questionably stronger, to each his own. I prefer a steel mid plate.
Yep, and then you have the SFI bell housing, which the bottom part of the ears are a little bit thicker. So the bottom 2 bolt holes are going to use, you're using 1/4" mid plate, 60 millimeter long bolt, and then the top are going to use a 50 millimeter long bolt. Before, this thing had like, I don't know, 35 millimeter bolts. I mean, they went through like that far. It's just not, that's a good way to damage your block.
Yeah, we're trying not to damage anything.
You don't get, when I come back, if I don't have a fucking transformer.
Bro, this is about to be one hell of a time lapse. All right, guys, it is later this evening, and we are putting the last few touches on the black sheep. We are just knocking away items on the list, get everything all knocked out. So, got the transmission in, converter in, major converter spacing issue. Did the best to fix as much as we can. So I think it's okay for now, but definitely an issue that needs to be addressed. Would you say we've been getting lucky this far?
Oh yeah, like normally, so you have your converter pull out, which will be anywhere from 1/8 inch to 3/16. But the problem is our pilot hub is not long enough to reach our converter until it's pulled out of the transmission over 1/2 inch. So before, I guess it was just pulled out of the transmission that far to go into the hub on the engine. So you definitely don't want to pull it out that far because you start to lose pump engagement. The bushing around the pump engagement is not as much. It's not ideal. So we can't change it now. We're gonna run it, and
we took one of the washers out to make it a little bit better.
Yeah, one of the washers out to make it a little bit better. We're going to put it back together. I'll design a new hub adapter, and we'll put that on a lathe and get that turned so our converter pilot will engage, and then our pullout will be correct.
Also, if we ever switch this one over to the Hughes converter, I ordered a Hughes converter for this, but this setup is going to be very similar to what's in the Colorado, except the cubic inch is going to be a little bit different, but I think we'll be fine with that stuff. So depending on if we switch converters or not, the Hughes converter, you get it built for the mid plate and for the flex plate, everything bolts right up, no questions asked. So it's a benefit of getting one built like that. What else?
Put the rear end back together. I had to use the old pinion support because I couldn't get the bearing race out of the old one, and I didn't want to put new races in and bearings, because when you do that, you really need to set the rear end up. This rear end's already been set up. The pattern, I'm a little worried about the pattern, and I didn't want to change it. And if you're going to do that, you just need to put new gear in it. We didn't have all that, so I modified the old pinion support, fix the seals, hopefully we don't have any leaks, and we're just going to run it, and then we'll get some new bearings and races for the new pinion support.
Possibly talking about going to a 9.5 inch gear instead of the 9 inch gear.
Yeah, go to a 9.5 inch gear. It's a lot stronger gear. The 9 inch gear probably won't break, but the 9.5 inch is a lot more durable for run wise. So you can only run a 9 inch pro gear, 40-50 runs, and you only need to change it. 9.5 can go a bunch more runs, so it's a little bit more costly, but you save a lot more money because you can go a lot more runs.
So drive shaft on order, still isn't in yet. Fixing the wiring stuff right now.
Yep, I got the fuel pump on it. So we got the new Waterman Nostalgia Bertha. I got a new line on it from Brown & Miller, so we're good there. Once we get the wiring fixed, we should be able to fire it up. We're going to do that. I'm wiring in the dump valve right now with solid state relay. That way we can PWM modulate the dump valve. So if we want to try to use it for traction control down track, soften the converter up, we can PWM it on and off. What else? We got to put fuel in it.
Put fuel in it. Just put the fuel filter in there that we sonic clean.
Yep.
So now we're gonna put fuel in it, check for leaks. Got new injectors in there. We got to mount the lines permanently, which once we get the car on the ground and see clearance-wise everything, we'll be good to go. Tomorrow, what we got to do, put different
U-joint.
U-joints in it.
Yeah, it's got serviceable U-joints. Usually, you only want to run the Spicer Lifetime Series joints, which if you look at if you take the cap off and look in there, if there's a hole, it's a serviceable one. The Lifetime ones will be solid all the way through. They're a much stronger joint. So we're going to change these joints over to the Lifetime Spicer joints. It's the strongest 1350 joint, and then, until you get into the chromoly stuff. But usually you guys aren't going to break a 1350 Lifetime Series joint.
So we'll switch to that until we get the new drive shaft in there. So.
And then if you want to, if we can get in here, I don't know, maybe with a little ratchet we can get in there. We take the belt off and prime the oil system and the fuel system. And we can
where are we on runs on this oil?
It looked pretty good. Whenever the little bit that came out, whenever I changed the line, it looked pretty good. It wasn't milked up bad. So I think we'll be good to where we can.
We're gonna put hook the oil pan heater up to it, get some temp in it before we fire it up.
Yeah, we'll do that. Get some temp in it. Prime it with the external wet sump, and that really helps too with our fuel system, because whenever you drain, we have the whole entire system drained. So cranking this thing over and getting it primed can take a while cranking it over. So this way we can prime it up, have fuel pressure, and pretty much the first time you hit the key, it should fire right up.
So we got a game plan for this. That's gonna wrap up this video. Next video you guys see, we'll fire it up, go over everything, double check everything. I have absolutely no idea what's going on right now.
Our buddy Tim came by, dropped me off some gloves, safety glasses. Shout out to Tim. Thanks for watching.
Matt is the happiest man.
Oh, you're not gardening anymore.
No, I got some actual welding gloves. I'm gonna use these other ones for MIG or cutting, and then I got some smaller ones I can use for TIG. And
dude, just made his day.
Made my day.
I mean, look at him. He's literally never moved that fast.
Yeah, no.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna wrap this video up. Next video you guys see, we'll fire it up. We'll talk about the converter change. Matt's gonna fix some wiring stuff, so we'll talk about the change that we make to that. So if you guys are wiring a car in Holley, maybe you could pick up a couple pointers here. Matt does all our wiring now. He's gonna be wiring the Colorado, the Blizzard, Slick Rick. You did some bunch of wiring on the Bad Apple. Put a VPS in all the cars. So Matt's pretty good on the wiring. He does a great job for us. So we're very appreciative of Matt being our in-house wiring guy. So it makes it easy to get it done and done right and knocked out. So
we're gonna if you're not doing anything this weekend, go lot.
Motorsports Park. Yep, Saturday. I think it's like 11 o'clock until 11 to 11. I mean, it's all day. They're gonna have a bunch of different cars racing. They got truck show, cookout. I mean, they got everything. So, Lot Motorsports Park, Benton, North Carolina, Saturday the 5th. Be there. All right, let's see if we got a leak. You keep filming this. Well, this is bonus footage right now. The video is ended. This is bonus footage because Matt put the fuel lines on. So if they leak, it's on Matt. Ooh. Ooh.
We didn't loosen the one on the tank, did we?
I don't know, did we?
No. Watch it just pour out of the fuel pumps everywhere.
Literally, look at this.
Yeah, look at that.
It's so full.
I didn't have my safety glasses on.
This thing is so full that if you crack this, it just pours out of there. So, and splashed all over the place. All right, let's get this.
Boy,
this is 7.
We've spilled quite a bit of methanol on this job. You should have seen it when me and him were draining it.
You don't even know about the Instagram live story.
Oh no. How's it look so far?
No drips. Probably fill it up about halfway. That way if we do have a leak or something, we don't have...
This is a massive tank. This thing's full of like 6.5 gallons. How full is it right now?
Half tank. Man, you're carrying a lot of fuel with you. I usually only like to carry the bare minimum amount of fuel. So if it takes 2 gallons to make a run, then I don't want to carry much more than that, because anything extra than that is just flammable liquid whenever you're wrecked.
Yeah. You make a pass and it's like down to here if you like idle it a lot.
Yeah, and this is a smaller this step section here, so it's probably that right there. I mean, it probably doesn't use but 3/4 of a gallon going and making a pass. All right, stop.
We're about to go overflow. Holy shit! We got distracted, folks.
Yeah, let's just fill it up halfway.
Hold on. Leave that open because we'll prime this right now. This is bonus footage, guys. What size? What?
I thought you were gonna try to do it by hand.
No, I'm trying to get the belt off. I literally just put the belt on.
1/4 inch.
Get a 1/4 inch ratchet. Ratcheting wrench, that is. Dude, it's literally, all right, look at this. Dead ass. I'm spinning it by hand, and it's sucking down fuel.
Oh yeah, this is the one right here.
Dude, I got it. We don't even need that.
I wonder how much fuel pressure John can.
Look at it. I lowered it. Tell me I didn't. Tell me I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's not gonna fit. You need to get a wobble.
Oh, thanks, Toasty.
All right, little bonus footage fun fact for you here. We didn't realize while we were priming the external fuel pump / oil pump that it was pumping oil into the turbo. You know, it's like 12:30, not really firing on all cylinders in between the ears there. And we actually filled the turbo full of oil. So you guys will see that in tomorrow's video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the bonus footage. I think the fuel system might be full. That thing's smoking? Wait, what is smoking? The belt or the drill? The drill is smoking. Shout out to Milwaukee. Yeah.
Good. Was it returning out?
I don't think it was returning out, but I think we're damn close.
Let's just go ahead and finish this drill off.
Yeah. Why don't we attach to the Sawzall?
You see it returning? Milwaukee's like,
This is the second time we have a death. Here, let me turn the ECU on and I'll see what fuel pressure reads.
anything?
20.
20 pounds?
Yeah.
Damn. That's more than a carburetor, isn't it?
Yeah. Think about that. Think about that.
He get the buy this round. John Doc got to buy this round. The Black Sheep on the property. He got the buy for the next round.